Hello everybody, how are we? My name is Unicorn Pondu. Welcome back to another video. And Chantal decided to upload another mukbang. This one is going to be a Domino's Pizza Super Supreme Pepperoni. And I also heard that this has something to do with another story, so God help us all. With that all said, let's see what Chantal has to say today, shall we?
Hello, foodie beauties. Hello guys, hello. Welcome back to another video. I know I'm lower down than usual. Oh well, that's okay. We'll make do for today. So,
Other than the table, we have yet to update anything.
Mountain Dewy, 0. I have here a medium Pizza Hut, a Domino's, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite pizza place, but once in a while I crave it, especially their Super Supreme. I got a half and half pepperoni, half Super Supreme, stuffed crust.
I don't know why she got because she hates stuffed crust.
I have some ranch. I'm going to try drizzling it on. Let's try this piece with ranch.
As a fellow fatty, you will never catch me dead being dainty. Like, me drizzle and me ranch. Girl, get you a thing to put the ranch in and dip it in there like you know that you want to. I won't blame ya.
All right. Bismillah Beauty Bites. Oh, hot. Today, I thought I would revisit an old story time because...
Oh, not even anything new or internet story, but a story that she's told before. Boo! I
used to do pizza mukbangs a lot. I was well known for those and my crazy story times.
Yeah, and the majority of them turned out to be fake. Who would have ever seen that one coming?
Now, one thing you asked me, I'm thankful for in Kuwait. Neighbors that don't cause a nuisance.
Because Chantal is the neighbor that causes a nuisance.
I've had neighbors bring us food. I've had neighbors, they're just usually very nice and keep to themselves. Well,
no, in her case, screaming for hours on end on her phone and her husband playing Crazy Frog at God knows when in the morning.
A lot of you OG foodie beauties will remember this neighbor.
Dainty.
Excuse me, that was a crisp diet soda. So the Super Supreme has onion, green pepper, pepperoni, excuse me, and Italian sausage, and mushroom. One of my first apartments, I was living with Pete at the time. I was roommates.
And also, by the way, more Canada talk. Is she going back here soon? Because this whole entire thing is weird.
And there was this woman who we lived in the basement, and she lived like on the main floor, but she had like a balcony. And anytime I would be outside, she would always be harassing me to come over for a drink. Because back then I did drink. I know, ketchup on my pizza, don't hate me.
For anyone that's going to be hating ketchup on pizza, try it first. It sounds gross. It sounds absolutely foul. Try it. Life-changing.
This was like early 20s for me. I just was like friendly. I'm like, okay, you know. Never thought I would ever go over, but she was very eccentric, putting it nicely. She was very loud and would just like bother anybody walking by. She would go out on her balcony. I'll try to draw a picture of her, show you what she looked like.
Oh, you do know that just a verbal description would have been probably enough for the majority of us, right? But this is great, but also, I love how she's just like, nah, I don't want to, describe her. Here's a picture of her.
She would wear these, like, silky robes with, like, very revealing robes. And there were, like, families, in that building. Like, one time she used to drink a lot. I don't know if she was an alcoholic or she just had a problem drinking, I don't know.
That is literally the same exact thing. Hello?
She would get really loaded. And one time she went around to the back of the building, and like the way the building's windows are for the basement apartments, they're level with the ground. So technically anyone, if you don't have curtains, could come in and like look in your window. Well, she did that. She was really hammed one day, and she had her silk robe and some heels on, and she was heavier, so the heels would like peg her into the grass.
Okay, Miss Crater's sand footprints.
And she came in, was like waving at us, and like our window was like, our curtain was like a bit sheer. I don't know. Anyway, she apparently like, I don't remember, details are foggy, but I don't remember if she told me this or like if I saw this. I don't remember. I can't remember, but I remember her squatting in front of the window of a family. I think it was a Muslim family too. And so, they were just like horrified by her squatting in front of their window, and she just froze up from being intoxicated. She was like a nightmare. She used to come to my door and try to shove like random kittens in her house. Other things I won't mention.
Okay, yeah, actually, you know what? Her recent mukbang view decline is definitely starting to make sense now.
Pete's couldn't stand her. Anyway, she would just bug me all the time. Like, she would knock at her door all the time. And it's a good thing I didn't have a car back then, because she probably would have, like, pestered me for rides all the time, because she was on a do not serve list for, like, the taxi companies.
What you mean to tell me is we know more about this random woman that you used to live with in an apartment complex than your own husband that you've been living with, allegedly, for almost 3 years now. That's wild.
Because she would always, like, call a taxi and make them drive her to the bridge and, like, threaten to, you know, throw herself off of it. She never did, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, so she probably would have bugged me for rides and told me to drive her there, which I wouldn't do, but this was like a regular thing for her. Anyway, one day I ended up giving in and going over there to hang out. By the way, this woman, just so you know, she was on, like, social assistance. Her apartment was, like, low income.
Yeah, so what does this have to do with anything about the story at all? Like, who cares? Okay, cool. That's fine.
We paid full rent for ours because we were working, but she was on low income.
Okay, would you rather her be homeless? Oh my god. Like, Chantal, you waste taxpayer dollars going to the ER for 100% avoidable things. Shut up.
I remember going into her apartment. Like, she made do with this one bedroom, low income housing apartment. Like, she was on low income, but she had...
You're living in the same exact apartment complex. What are you talking about?
A full bar in her dining room. She had a little dining set, and then this, like, crystal, like, really nice bar full of booze. Always in her robes. When I look back on it, some bad things happened to me that night, actually. She basically handcuffed me to her and was like, let's do shots kind of thing. And she had her boyfriend over. I don't remember much about him except that he didn't have any legs. And I remember saying this in my other mukbang, but he just, like, he would creep me out, not because he didn't have any legs. I'm not making fun of that.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be your go-to, because I don't think anyone's mind was going there at all. Not one single person was just like, oh, because he doesn't have any legs. What? No.
It's the way he moved himself around the apartment, like when you're all hazy and, like, out of it. And I would just see him, he was like a seal. Like, he would jump up on the couch beside us. Then he would slide down and, like, snake his way across the house.
Yeah. Because he can't stand. Because he doesn't have any legs. Hence why that's his only way of mobility. This is weird. Girl, what are you talking about? Yeah. How dare, a disabled person be able to get around their own apartment? God forbid.
And yeah, it creeped me out a little bit.
So if disabled people creep you out, that might be a you issue that you need to work on.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was, if you haven't tried ketchup on pizza, don't knock it till you try it, right? He was creepy. Anyway, some things happened, and not so good things. And, hi baby. I did not want to ever go over there again. I tried to avoid her, but, like, sometimes I would just see her on the porch. She was always on the porch in her gown, holding onto her balcony looking for new victims. Or hanging around the railing, like, on the first of the month, everyone, a lot of people in that building would be waiting in the stairway near the mailbox for their checks, their welfare checks.
Mother of classist, I'm sorry that other people existing and don't have the same privileges as you exist. Like, what do you want them to do?
And of course, she would be loud and like, where's the mail?
PSA, there is absolutely nothing wrong with going to get help with these systems that are in place for you to go get help. That is what they are for. No one should feel ashamed for using them. Anyone. Ever.
Even the mailman, when he would come in, he would look like, oh no, not her, because she would always give him shit too, like, why were you late? It's almost 1 o'clock. You're like a couple hours late. I have appointments. I gotta go to No Frills. I gotta get my groceries. that kind of thing. Ooh, I'm full. The stuffed crust is so much more filling. That's why I don't like it.
A bestie told me that the only reason why she doesn't like stuffed crust is because it actually fills her up. She actually just wants to keep eating and eating and not feel full.
I like thin crust, but this one's pretty good. The Super Supreme is really good. I'm gonna just save this for my husband. If he gets hungry later, then I don't have to cook. I'm just joking.
Yeah, you're not, though.
What did you do? Ow, you bite Mom!
Good, get her.
She bit Mom. Anyways, guys, I don't miss those neighbors, man. We don't have neighbors like that here ever. There's just no people here like that I've ever encountered, because they would be arrested pronto, and especially for being intoxicated. And honestly, I don't miss those kind of drunk people. There's obviously going to be a lot of things I miss about being in Canada, particularly my family, friends. Autumn, yes, I have friends.
Hey, besides Pete's, your mother, your sister, and your aunt, who? Quickly.
Not many, but when it comes to friends, quality over quantity. Autumn, Halloween, stuff like that, you know? And yes, I'll say it again one last time. I can celebrate Halloween as long as I don't worship Satan as a Muslim, okay? And I don't. On Halloween, I worship chocolate bars, not Satan.
Okay, and you do that for the other 364 days anyways.
You know, the only one I worship, Allah. Alhamdulillah. Alright, guys. And, yes, alhamdulillah, I'm finished eating this wonderful meal that I'm blessed to have. And to talk to you wonderful people, I'm in a really good mood today.
After dunking on people that need government assistance and disabled people.
And, I just thought that, you know, I would tell you that story because, yeah, there's some things I miss about Canada, that's what I was saying, and there's some things I don't. And one of them is, like, really boisterous, annoying, drunk people in the streets.
See if there's anything else worth mentioning. If not, I will be right back because, ooh, this video put a bad taste in my mouth.
I think so. She did some other really gross things, but I won't talk about them. But yeah, she, like, her apartment, even though she was on assistance, was just, like, full bar service. She decorated her house really nice. Like, it was hard to believe, you know, like.
You're supposed to sleep on mattresses on the floor or what? Oh my god.
We worked full-time jobs.
Okay, does everyone not deserve nice things or nice furniture, or?
And we're making decent income at the time, and we still had, like, hand-me-down furniture. You know, like.
Seems like a personal problem.
I don't know, man. Anyway. So yeah. Oh, the stories, eh? Down memory lane. Anyways, guys, I hope you had something good to eat watching this with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
I almost did not finish this live stream because of how boring the beginning part was, but oh lord, did she show her mouth today. Once again, there is absolutely nothing wrong no matter what you have with a disability, and just because you need help does not make you less of a human being, I promise. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.